So what next for Dr. Shashi Tharoor? Joining me now, two people who've tracked Tharoor's career closely. I'm joined by Javed Ansari, senior journalist, and also joined by Sanjay Jha, former Congress spokesperson who worked closely with Dr. Tharoor at the All India Professional Congress. Appreciate both of you joining us. Sanjay Jha, what do you make out of Dr. Tharoor? Is this an individual who's getting increasingly restless within the Congress? Or are you going to blame the Congress leadership for targeting Shashi Tharoor so publicly?
Well, Rajdeep, I think it's a very complicated situation. For the fact remains that Shashi is an outstanding parliamentarian, a brilliant career diplomat, and as I keep repeating, often as possible, had he been fortunate, he could have been the UN Secretary General. The Congress Party, I think, needs to be recognizing the reality that he's not the ordinary politician that we have in our country. I mean, this is the reason why the BJP, in fact, has made sure that he is the lodestar in this entire diplomatic offensive to talk about the post-Operation Sindoor circumstances. I think the Congress obviously has not given him the kind of respect that he thought he deserved. And very often what happens, Rajdeep, and I'm putting it on the table right at the very beginning, that when you have a talented, academically, intellectually bright person like him, like Shashi, you normally expect to be in government framing policies and being part of whatever is your expertise. The Congress has been in opposition for a long time. And I think people like him and several other outstanding talent, like even P. Chidambaram, must be feeling that they're at the periphery and not able to play a mainstream role in Indian politics. Therefore, it is important for the Congress to recognize that when you got some very extraordinary, exemplary people in your team, you need to make them at least integral to your own opposition strategy. And I think to some extent, the Congress really hasn't handled that well. I'll be blunt enough to say that I would have liked to see Shashi actually be the voice in the Lok Sabha on behalf of the Congress party, if not leader of the opposition between definitely when Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary was there. So these are calls that the party needs to make. Now, I know there has been a lot of criticism of Dr. Tharoor because people feel that he has veered away from the Congress line, that he is going to be more statesman-like. You can't expect Shashi Tharoor to be necessarily towing every word you say ad nauseum. I mean, he's got his own independent thinking. And I think in the matter of what happened between India and Pakistan, there are gray areas. And end of day, it's an opportunity for him to demonstrate not just to the Congress or to the BJP, but to the people of India that he is a politician who's different and he needs to be therefore handled differently.
Do you agree with that, Javed Ansari, that Shashi Tharoor is a politician who's different, needs to be handled differently? Or is Shashi Tharoor, in a sense, being a little ungrateful to the party that's also given him a fair amount in the last decade and a half?
Rajdeep, frankly, both sides ought to have handled this better. They could have handled this better. The Congress should have handled Shashi better, given him greater prominence. His main grouse is he feels undermined. He feels he's not getting his due. He would ideally want to be the face of the Congress party in Kerala. He would want to be the chief minister's face. Unfortunately, Mr. Rahul Gandhi and others have Mr. K.C. Venugopal in mind, and that doesn't seem to be happening. And that appears to be increasing his frustration. Shashi has a lot of things going for him. He's a four-time MP. He's won that seat 4 consecutive terms, twice at a time when the Congress faced disastrous defeats nationally. But one cannot also forget that he was brought into the party by Mrs. Sonia Gandhi in the face of opposition from the state leadership of the Congress party in Kerala. So he is an exceptional talent. There is no denying it. But at the end of the day, when you join a party, when you are part of the team, then you have to play by the rules. It cannot be that there can be...
Are there Congress leaders, though, Javed, are there Congress leaders who are insecure about Shashi Tharoor? And therefore, this is typical Congress factionalism and leaders who are pulling him down at every opportunity.
Well, absolutely. Shashi, in many ways, is a victim of his own brilliance. There are a lot of others who cannot even, show a candle to him. intellectually and otherwise. He's articulate, his range of experience, and therefore people believe that Shashi has only joined the party, 20 years ago, and suddenly he now wants to be the face. So they are jealous of his rise. They are jealous of his talent. Shashi also needs to take a, he needs to be a lot more patient. In the Congress party, it's in a conservative party like the Congress, you need to bide your time.
You're saying you need to bide your time, but the question, of course, also is, Sanjay Jha, you can be as brilliant as you are, but in politics, you have to follow, in the truest sense, a party line. And at a time when the party is asking tough questions of the Modi government post-Pahalgam, you've got Shashi Tharoor going out of his way to endorse whatever the government has done. The same Shashi Tharoor, who in 2018, writing a book called Paradoxical Prime Minister, accused the Modi government on Uri of doing a particularly disgraceful dilution of the principle that national security issues require both discretion and non-partisanship, and suggesting that the surgical strikes were being used as a party election tool. So in 2016, in 2018 in his book, Shashi Tharoor is going for Narendra Modi. In 2025, he seems to be endorsing every move of Narendra Modi, often at the cost of his own party line. Is Shashi Tharoor simply someone looking for political relevance?
Rajdeep, let me tell you, I have read that, and I'm sure Sashi himself is extremely aware of what is written in the book and what he said in New York or in the United States. You see, when you represent the government and you are out there publicly in an international format, trying to address questions on what happened between India and Pakistan, he cannot at that point of time appear to be a politician. I don't think Sashi will ever deny that what the BJP did in terms of, going public with the operation of the surgical strike or claiming credit, although it had happened during the time of Dr. Manmohan Singh as an overt operation, he's not going to repeat that when he's in the United States. That's not the principal objective. So in politics, and I have been part of it, there are times you have to do smart, selective cherry picking. That doesn't mean that you're in contradiction with what you said before. I maintain the view, Rajdeep, that the Congress has always been the big tent party historically and ought to be open to a diversity of thoughts, many of them contradictory. And, the large party, you see, it is the mothership organization of the entire opposition, to be frank. And you can't be thin-skinned on these matters. I mean, what is Sashi doing? He's representing the Congress. And in my opinion, you convert this into a political statement. I have tweeted about it saying the Congress should ideally tell the people of India, and should do it aggressively, that look at the talent we have, that the BJP today, which has rubbished us, castigated us wrongly for being anti-national because we questioned them, now needs one of our best voices to talk about India's national interest. And that makes you a party in waiting to form a government. So when you get a lemon, you convert a lemonade. You don't go.
So you're saying he could be a potential shadow, have a shadow cabinet where Shashi Tharoor could be your face on external affairs. Mr. Chidambaram could have been on finance. Is that part of the problem, though, Javed Ansari, the elephant in the room, the people around Rahul Gandhi, who see the likes of Shashi Tharoor possibly outshining Rahul Gandhi, and therefore let's not give Shashi Tharoor too much of prominence. He may well outshine our own leader.
I don't think their concern is so much Rahul Gandhi as themselves. Mr. K.C. Venugopal and Shashi Tharoor they not only come from the same state, they also belong to the same caste. And Mr. K.C. Venugopal clearly feels that Mr. Shashi Tharoor is upstaging him. He has his eyes set on the Kerala Chief Minister. The roots of this problem lie there. And as far as my friend Sanjay Jha was saying that, you need to cherry pick, but there are a lot of things that you can avoid. There was no point in saying that praising Mr. Modi for and saying that what happened in 2016 never happened before, because that is factually incorrect. It happened. It's just that the previous government of which Sanjay wholeheartedly supported, did not believe in patting itself on its back.
But put all of this, Javed Ansari, Shashi Tharoor versus the Congress leader. No, but there was a time when all of this could be settled internally within party fora. Now it seems to be a free-for-all. Anyone and everyone is using social media to target Shashi Tharoor. Udit Raj one day, it could be Pawan Kheda the next. The fact is that surely this is even if you have differences, settle them behind closed doors.
Well, most certainly, and a lot of them feel upstage, a lot of them feel insecure. Shashi's brilliance makes them feel insecure.
You know, is it about the insecurity that he brings Sanjay Jha final word, or Shashi Tharoor also needs to realize that you may be brand Shashi Tharoor, but there is a political party you're part of. That there is an element of self-obsession, according to his critics, that prevent him from being a true team player.
No, Rajdeep, I can tell you that one of the things that you hear very often is about discipline. I'm all for discipline, but discipline cannot become claustrophobic, because the truth, Rajdeep, is if you go back into the history of the Congress party, you will find, and that's what the BJP tries to exploit, and actually that should be the Congress's biggest strength, that whether it's Sardar Patel or Pandit Nehru, Mahatma Gandhi or Netaji Bose, they were all brilliant people fighting for India's freedom struggle and had different viewpoints. I mean, I can tell you that in any organization, India today, you name Apple, people debate and they disagree all the time. So I think one has to be very practical and pragmatic about all this. I mean, today, for example,
Sure.
I can tell you that even within the BJP, people may not say it openly, but they would be very anxious about the way the entire ceasefire was handled by the Modi government. So he articulated that. And I think the Congress needs to leverage that as its unique strength. India is desperate for a party that has to fight for India's democracy, but needs to walk the talk by showing that we practice it at home. Charity
Right.
must begin at home. The Congress has an opportunity to do that. I can vouch for it that Shashi is deeply upset. He ought to be. He deserves a lot more respect than he's been receiving. And you're right, you don't need the social media, Rajdeep. You just need to sit over a cup of coffee, have a conversation, express what your frustrations are, whether it's
Right.
Kerala or whatever, and sort it out. Troubleshooting is why leaders are there. And therefore, I tweeted today to Mr. Kharge and Mr. Rahul Gandhi saying, call up Shashi, have a chat, break the ice, and move on.
Call up Shashi Tharoor, have a chat and break the ice. Javed Ansari, you raised your finger. 20 seconds, very quickly. Coffee pe charcha.
The coffee pe charcha didn't took place 6 weeks ago, and it didn't turn out very well. I wish it was this easy. And both Shashi and the Congress party need to be careful,
Right.
need to make amends.
Well, the truth of the matter is our politics is so hyperpolarized that the space for dialogue seems to shrink all the time, and politics becomes even more claustrophobic at times, particularly for talented individuals with minds of their own. Sanjay Jha, Javed Ansari, for joining me on the predicament of being Shashi Tharoor. Thanks very much.